On a black screen, a single powerful question echoes. What if one man's life could redefine heroism for centuries? The screen flickers to life, juxtaposing ancient, intricate art depicting the noble Rama against the dynamic, modern figures of heroes like Thor and Harry Potter. The images flash, drawing a clear line from the past to the present. The voiceover begins, its tone both authoritative and reverent. The Ramayana isn't just a story, it has the blueprint for every epic hero. It's a tale that has shaped our understanding of courage, duty, and sacrifice, creating a timeless template that storytellers still follow today. From the silver screen to the pages of our favorite novels, the spirit of Rama's journey lives on, proving that the greatest legends never truly fade. They simply find new ways to be told, resonating with each generation anew. The influence of this ancient epic extends far beyond the borders of its origin. An animated map illuminates India, the heartland of the Ramayana, before vibrant lines branch out, tracing its cultural journey across Southeast Asia. We see quick, dynamic cuts of global interpretations, the graceful, mesmerizing movements of the Indonesian Ramayana ballet, where dancers tell the story through elegant gestures, the ornate masks and powerful postures of the Thai Kong dance, bringing the divine characters to life. This isn't merely an Indian tale, it's a global phenomenon. A fun fact pops up on screen. In Thailand, the story is known as the Ramakien, and in Cambodia, it's the Reamker, both national epics that have been cherished for centuries. This journey across cultures demonstrates the universal appeal of its themes, proving that the story of Rama speaks a language that transcends geographical and cultural boundaries, uniting diverse peoples under the umbrella of a shared epic narrative. The origin of this monumental work is as mystical as the tale itself. We see a depiction of the sage Valmiki, seated in deep meditation under a banyan tree, his focus absolute. Suddenly, a divine light envelops him, granting him a profound vision. The entire saga of Rama's life unfolds in his mind's eye. The scene transitions to show Valmiki, inspired and driven, etching the very first verse, or shloka, onto a palm leaf. As his stylus moves, the ancient script glows with a faint ethereal light, symbolizing the divine inspiration behind the poem. This was not just the act of writing, it was the transcription of a divine revelation. Valmiki, often hailed as the first poet, didn't just invent a story. He channeled a cosmic truth, capturing it in 24,000 verses that would form the foundation of an epic tradition for millennia to come. Our journey into the epic begins with the Bala Khanda, the Book of Beginnings, which serves as Rama's origin story. A breathtaking cinematic flyover reveals the magnificent golden city of Ayodhya, a realm of unparalleled prosperity and righteousness, glistening under a perfect sky. Here, we are introduced to the young prince, Rama. He is not yet a king or a god in exile, but a youth of incredible promise. We see him in a montage of his formative years, drawing a bow with effortless precision, his arrow hitting its mark every time, sparring with his brothers, displaying both skill and compassion, and courageously battling stylized, shadowy demons that threaten the peace of the sages. His movements a fluid dance of martial prowess. The sequence concludes with a powerful, iconic image, the young Rama standing tall and resolute, his heroic silhouette framed perfectly against the brilliant hues of a rising sun, a visual promise of the legendary hero he is destined to become.
In the sun-drenched golden kingdom of Ayodhya, a city of dazzling spires and bustling, joyful streets, lived King Dasharatha. He ruled a realm of unparalleled prosperity, a land blessed with abundance and peace. His people loved him, his court revered him, and the gods themselves favored his just reign. Yet, for all the splendor that surrounded him, a profound sadness was etched upon his noble face. Every sunset over his magnificent palace served as a poignant reminder of a deep, unfulfilled longing that wealth and power could not satisfy. In the quiet chambers of his heart, amidst the opulence, he carried the heavy burden of being a king without an heir, a ruler whose legacy felt incomplete. Have you ever prayed for something with all your heart, a desire so intense it eclipses everything else? Driven by this singular, all-consuming wish for a son to carry on his lineage, King Dasharatha sought the wisdom of the greatest sages. He resolved to perform the Putrakameshti Yajna, a sacred fire ritual of immense cosmic power, designed to beseech the heavens for the gift of progeny. Under a canopy of stars, with the greatest priests of the land chanting ancient resonant mantras, a grand sacrificial fire was kindled. The flames leaped towards the sky, a vibrant, swirling vortex of orange and gold. It was no ordinary fire. Within its dancing, hypnotic heart, divine figures of the gods could be seen, their forms swirling in the ethereal blaze, listening intently to the chorus of prayers rising from the mortal realm. The air crackled with celestial energy as the ritual reached its zenith, a bridge forming between the earthly kingdom and the divine cosmos. As the final chants echoed into the silent night, the yajna fire blazed with an otherworldly, blinding radiance. The very fabric of reality seemed to shimmer and warp. From the core of this celestial inferno, a magnificent glowing figure emerged, the four-armed, majestic form of Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. His face was a mask of serene power. His eyes held the wisdom of eternity, and his presence filled the entire court with an aura of divine grace. The priests and the king fell to their knees in awe. With a gentle smile, the divine being extended a hand, offering a golden bowl filled with a divine, shimmering pudding. This was no mere sweet. It was a sacred prasad, a cosmic power-up, imbued with the very essence of the heavens, a direct answer to a king's desperate prayer. With trembling hands and a heart overflowing with renewed hope, King Dasharatha accepted the divine gift. He reverently carried the bowl of prasad to his three queens, who shared the celestial offering. In the months that followed, a wave of joy and anticipation swept through the kingdom of Ayodhya. The king's long-held sorrow finally gave way to radiant happiness. The divine promise bore fruit, and the palace halls, once silent with longing, soon echoed with the joyous cries of newborn princes. The eldest among them, born to Queen Kaushalya, was Rama, an incarnation of Vishnu himself, a divine hero destined to walk the earth and restore Dharma. His arrival marked the dawn of a new era, the beginning of a legendary saga. What would you sacrifice for your biggest dream, for the one thing that would make your life whole?
In the ancient kingdom of Mithila, the wise King Janaka faced a profound dilemma. His daughter, the divine Sita, was of age, and he had made a sacred vow. Only a man who could string Shiva's celestial bow, the Pinaka, could win her hand. This was no mere weapon, but a divine relic of immense weight and power. Princes from across the lands, draped in arrogance and wealth, came to try their luck. One by one they strained and failed, their pride turning to dust before the immovable bow. From her balcony, Sita watched with a prayer in her heart, hoping for a suitor of virtue, not just vanity. The gloom deepened when Ravana, the mighty demon king of Lanka, arrived. He sneered at the mortal's failures, certain of his own victory. He poured his formidable power into the task, and the bow groaned, yet it would not yield. Enraged and humiliated, Ravana departed, leaving the court in despair. It seemed King Janaka's vow was impossible to fulfill, but among the crowd was Rama of Ayodhya, an embodiment of grace and humility. At the bidding of his guru, he approached the bow. With a silent prayer, he lifted it as if it were a feather. As he went to string it, the Pinaka snapped in two with a sound that echoed through the heavens. In the stunned silence that followed, Sita's heart knew its match, as she placed the victor's garland around his neck. Their eyes met, sealing a love that would become legend.
In the pristine kingdom of Ayodhya lived a prince unlike any other, Rama, the very embodiment of righteousness. His life was one of duty and peace until the arrival of the great sage Vishwamitra. The sage came with a desperate plea. his sacred rituals were being desecrated by powerful demons, and he needed Rama's strength to protect them. The king was hesitant to send his young son, but Rama, ever dutiful, accepted the call. Their journey led them deep into a haunted, desolate forest, a place whispered about in fear, for it was the domain of Tataka, a terrifying demoness. Once a beautiful Yaksha princess, a curse had twisted her into a monstrous, grotesque creature with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. With her sons Marisha and Subahu, she had turned a once thriving region into a wasteland of death and decay. As the air grew thick with her malevolent presence, Vishwamitra turned to the young prince with a grave command. "You must kill her, Rama." The order struck Rama to his core. "A woman?" He recoiled, his warrior code forbidding such an act. What would you do if your sacred duty clashed with your deepest values? For Rama, this was not a simple choice. It was a profound test of dharma. Seeing his turmoil, the wise Vishwamitra became his guide. He explained that a ruler's highest duty is the protection of the innocent. Tataka was no longer just a woman. She was a force of pure chaos, a plague upon the land. "Uphold your dharma, prince," the sage urged. "Protect the righteous." Convinced, Rama strung his mighty bow and challenged the demoness. The battle was cataclysmic. Tataka, a master of illusion, conjured storms of rocks and disappeared into shadows, her roars shaking the very earth. Rama, with unmatched skill, countered her every move. He first disarmed her, severing her monstrous arms with his sharp arrows, hoping to subdue her without a fatal blow. But she was relentless. As dusk began to fall, when a demon's power swells, Vishwamitra cried out, "Do not hesitate, Rama. End this before she consumes all in darkness." Summoning his resolve, Rama unleashed a final divine arrow that blazed like a comet. It struck Tataka in the heart, and the monster that had terrorized the lands fell with a ground-shattering thud. From the shadows, her son Marisha watched in disbelief and terror. He had seen the prince's power, a force not of mortals, but of gods. In that moment, he faced a stark dilemma: fight and perish, or flee and live. He chose survival, turning his back on the battlefield, an act that would forever alter his own destiny. The heavens celebrated Rama's victory as flowers rained down upon the young hero. In recognition of his valor, Vishwamitra bestowed upon him the ultimate gift, the knowledge of the Astras, celestial weapons of unimaginable power. This was Rama's first great victory, the forging of a hero, destined to save the world.